sports fans, ASMR Sports, back at you here with a video that is something new. I don't think I've done this before, and I actually had to do a little bit of kind of investigation. Sorry, just playing with the sound a little bit. That's the computer fan you're hearing. Kind of gets active when I record. Just because the software that I use, I guess, is fairly demanding on the processor, but hopefully the background noise is not too disturbing. So today I'm going to list some cards. It's the day after the last game of the World Series. The Astros are the world champions. And I've got a few Astros cards that I actually was kind of hoping to get up sooner, but and I was hoping to get some Phillies cards up too, but just did not manage to find the time. So now that the World Series is over, kind of a last chance to sell some things, and I'm gonna list these Astros cards and kind of show you how I do it. So previously I took some photos. These are oh boy, get rid of this. Actually, I'm gonna turn something off here. Okay, I had to turn a camera off. Okay, here we go. So this is Lightroom. This is an Adobe program that one uses to manage and edit photos. A lot of photographers like to use this because it's just sort of a nice way to see all the photos you've taken and, you know, edit them pretty easily. You know, you can't do things like Photoshop can do, but you can edit like, and actually, strangely, I don't see it on the screen. I'm not sure why. If I go like that, yeah, I don't know, weird. So it's not showing you the whole interface. I think, yeah, it's weird. The way that the software I use to record these videos handles like showing the windows of other software is a little bit wacky. So what you see here is only part of the interface. Over here I've got some like editing functions that it's not showing you on the screen capture, but that's okay. We won't really use those. I really just want to kind of open up each of these images and then like crop it a little bit. So if I go like this, it opens up a feature where I can crop it, and I can also, you can't see the interface, but I can go like this and it straightens it out. So this is a Jeremy Pena rookie card. It's like the only Jeremy Pena I have. It's a little off center. But it is you know, a decent card right now. So I'm gonna try to sell it while it's hot. So just go back and do the back of this card as well. And, you know, typically I will spend a little bit of time kind of doing this with each of the photos that I take, so they're, you know, relatively clean. I probably have mentioned it before, but all of these photos you see are not produced with a scanner. They're made with what's called a copy stand, which is basically a flat surface with a camera mount, over the area where you put the card. In this case, I have a little black kind of felt piece of cloth that's, you know, where I put the cards. So I'm just trying to do this while I talk, so apologies, I'm being slow. So anyways, you just gotta put the card down on the thing, you press a button, you know, in this Lightroom software, and it takes a picture. And these are pretty nice pictures. They work pretty well with, you know, like refractory cards, which are notoriously kind of tough to, you know, get good scans of, because if you put it on a flatbed scanner, which is what a lot of people use for high-end photos, it does some weird stuff with the light, because the way that the image is captured and the light is used to capture that image makes for very kind of strange looking photos on very high gloss high refractive images. So I find the copy stand, which basically is like a, it's like a $70, $80 device or piece of equipment. Plus a camera, which I bought, the cheapest kind of camera I could get. It's a DSLR camera, and I ended up buying a nicer lens for it than the one that came with it, because I just felt like the lens that came with it was not doing very good. It was sort of, distorting the photos a bit. So I spent another, I don't know, probably a couple $100, $300 on a decent fixed focal length, or what's the I'm forgetting the terms here because it's been a while, but it doesn't zoom. It's a fixed 35 millimeter lens, and it does really nice photos. I mean, these are super. You can zoom in, you can see how crystal clear these photos are. So yeah, really, and it's super quick to go through a big stack of cards. You just put it on, press a button, flip it over, press a button, put the next card on, press a button, flip it over, press a button. So you can go through, and it does really well with shooting cards in top loaders, or in graded cases, or in just raw with no holder at all, because basically the way the camera works, if you know anything about photography, you can change the depth of field, which is the the sort of range of distances from the camera that will be in focus. You can change that to your liking, so based on different settings in the camera, and so it works really well with cards, because if you take a picture of a card just by itself, right, like that is going to be a certain distance. The image of that card is going to be a certain distance from the camera. And if you take it in a slab, a graded card slab, the surface of the card that you want to be in focus is going to be a different distance. And with a flatbed scanner, sometimes, some of them anyways, it's not able to focus well on the slabs, or the card in a slab, because it's raised a little bit from the glass, where you just don't have that problem with something like this if you do the settings right. So it's really nice. I can go through a big stack of cards, and this, you can see I have slabs, I have raw cards, I have cards that I've left in their top loaders, just because it's just a little bit easier to not have to pull it out. Ideally, I would pull out all the cards and put just the cards, so you can see very clearly the directions, or you can see very clearly all of the surfaces. But it does take a bit more time to do that, so I don't always do it with maybe lower end cards, or sometimes even higher end cards like this one I just left in the top loader. So yeah, I'm just going through these and kind of making them a little more straightened. Sometimes I don't put the card in perfectly straight. It's a little bit hard to do it exactly perfect each time. And this has a nice function. It just sort of auto guesses the what is straight by looking at lines in the photo. So it's pretty slick. So once I get through all these, and again, if I was not doing a video, it would be much quicker. So this is not usually such a long process, but I'm just trying to concentrate on two things at once. I'm a little bit slower than normal. stock is, has been rising. He's been doing quite well in the playoffs. Doesn't want to automatically. Sometimes you can't tell like what's straight and what's not in a picture, so you gotta help it. So that's what I did just there. Okay, and then yeah, I had a bunch of Bryce Harpers and other Phillies ready to go too, but I'm sure their stuff is not really selling very well right now because they got eliminated. Well, they lost, I should say. They didn't really get eliminated. I mean, I guess they got eliminated from the championship, but they were the, I don't know what I'm saying. Anyways, so I got a couple Bryce Harper cards. These actually look pretty straight. Sorry for the notification that just popped up there. Sometimes I get lazy and I don't even take the sticker or, sticker off the top loader, but that's alright. It's a pretty low end card. Okay, this is going to be the last card. And now I'm just going to select all these and export them. Out. So they'll be ready to go. Okay, so now I think I can take you over to eBay. And so the cards that I've just, photographed here are in a nice stack here. And I'm going to show you how I would list these. First I need to get up the folder of images. Let's see here. Okay, so I've got just a window open where I have the you won't be able to see that has scans of these, or all these scans saved as JPEGs, and I'll just drag those over to this window when the time comes. So Jeremy Pena. So the first thing I like to do when I'm selling cards on eBay is find a sold listing and look for comps for pricing, right? So that's the first goal here. So 2020, oh wow. Okay, sorry. I was looking at the card behind it. 2021 tops. What am I doing? 2020 Bowman. Chrome. Jeremy Pena. I think we'll leave it at that. So now, these are all current listings, so what I really want to do is look for sold listings so I can see prices. So here you go. These are, these are all today. So this first one is $17 plus $3.50 shipping. This one's $17.50 free shipping. This one is a mega box, so it's not really applicable. This one is it's the same card, but it's $20 plus $5 shipping. Wow, look at this one, sold for $60, which is insane. I kind of wonder how many of these might be for sale. These are all selling at the buy it now asking, so I'm guessing they were listed when the World Series ended and people just kind of bought up everything. So it's funny, you don't really know what to do in a situation like this. So none of these are auctions; they're all buy it now. So basically, they're just being snapped up. So my question on a card where there's just a ton of activity like this is, what's the cheapest that's listed? Well, here's one for $15 free shipping. So you're gonna have to compete with that if you want to list this thing. However, here's one that's being auctioned. It's got 4 days left. I don't know if I imagine the market on this card's going to be that hot because everybody's doing what I'm doing, which is listing these things. There's one for $21.50 in an auction, so a bunch of auctions. There's $23.99. So I don't know. My instinct is to I'm gonna go back to Soul here. My instinct is to list this at like $19.99 and kind of see what happens, and I'll probably open it up for offers, and I might get an offer that's 17, 18 bucks that I would take, or somebody might just snap it up because there's probably not a lot of these sitting around once that $15 one gets bought, which I think it will. But no guarantees. And these are all new listings, so they were basically just listed in the last probably day or two. So sorry I didn't say it, but there was a button on that listing that said sell now or something, or sell one like this, and that's usually what I do. Actually, I'll just go back. So you see all these listings, there's an option underneath that says sell one like this. So I usually find a nice listing that's got a good description and sold for a decent price, and I hit the sell now. And what that does, it will auto-populate, the data. I'm gonna drag my images over right now into this window. So it'll auto-populate. So the title is filled in, and I looked at the title of that listing and thought it was, nice and accurate. And then there's also a bunch of information here that will be auto-populated too, which is nice. And I looked that over relatively quickly, make sure there's nothing crazy. It's interesting, it says parallel, and I think that's probably accurate because it's chrome and not paper. But yeah, and then you can select other things here. Your manufacturer, I could say 2020. I don't know if I really want to bother with anything else, but I'm just showing you what the options are. And then you have to put a description in when you sell on eBay, so I just go like, great card. Oh, and then I usually have some language. Let me find that. I have it stored like in a note that I keep in a note-keeping application. But I like to put just kind of a general sort of disclaimer in all my rock card. Let's see. Well, where can I find it? All my rock card listings, and okay, so there it is. Basically, it says, this is not a PSA 10. Maybe it's a 9. Could be an 8. That's probably the most I would guarantee it. And then I say, if it's got any major problems, like beyond these minor problems I list here, I'll identify it. That's generally, not the case. I just don't sell cards with like major gouges or anything like that. Sometimes I have a card that's like a really higher end card. It's got a bad corner, and I'll sell that. So I will, make that bad corner known. And then some information on shipping. So this one probably I'll ship by eBay standard envelope, and that's what it says here. It says, and actually, you know what? I've been reading lately that standard envelope is like totally broken. So I'm actually gonna just get rid of that and not even mention it. I'm just gonna say that this one ships for $3.99 because that's basically what I charge for first class shipping, which is trackable. So again, we decided $19.99 was the price. And then shipping, what I'll do is just do flat rate shipping. Looks like $4.49 is what I had in here. I'll do $3.99, even though I think it probably might be closer to $4, a little over $4. And then yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'd like to do a preview down here. If you click preview, it'll show you what it looks like, and you can just kind of do a sanity check. The image is always very blurry on this. It looks much better in the actual listing, but this is just a preview. So yeah, there it is. So all looks good. Just click out of here and go list it. And there you go. That card is listed. It will, start appearing in people's, searches and whatnot. And maybe I'll get some offers on it. All right. So I just move that over there. Next up, we have a Kyle Tucker, and this is going to be a wacky one because it's a very low-numbered card. And I doubt we're going to find any comps in the last, few months, which is all the search will go back. Oh, I have this card. It's not graded, but I have this card. Oh man, why am I not selling that one right now? All right, I'm going to go pull out my Kyle Tuckers, I think, and get those scanned. But oh, look at that. There's the exact card, but it's actually a PSA 9 and not a 10. But that price is crazy. This is not worth anywhere near what they're asking. Anyways, I need to be looking at sold, and then we'll see a lot fewer. So it's a lot of like mini cards from other sets, but this is a Topps mini. There's the same card ungraded, sold as a best offer, so we don't know what that went for. Oh, look at here's that card I was just talking about. As a 10, went for $85. So yeah, this is just kind of who the heck knows. Yeah, there's just nothing. I do want to just put the card number in case there's something I'm not seeing, because there's a lot of people that have Topps and mini in a description, but it's not really the Topps mini set. So here is a oops, I just realized you can't see the whole screen, so I'm gonna move that over a little bit. Here is a just a base card in a PSA 10 that's sold for $17.60. And that's kind of it for even close comps. So it's just kind of crazy. So something like this, this is a very rare card. And what you want to probably do is just put it up at a buy it or a best offer and see what happens. I wanted to find that. Didn't I see a blue one that had been? Well, I guess that had been sold. Where did I see that one? Golly. All right, I'm gonna have to go back. Yeah, I saw. Okay, that guy didn't have the card number. Faux pas, brother. That guy didn't have the card number. That's what it was. So we're gonna see that blue, this one here. So this is the one I'm gonna use as my template. Whoa, I wanted to click sell now. Okay, and then we gotta remember to put the card number in, because a lot of people like to search for the card number. So I like to do, so we change the grade. What else do? We get 2 number signs in this listing, which is a bit wacky. Okay, so I think that's sometimes like to go rare. All right. I'm gonna drag my images over. things because this is, graded PSA 10 and not 9, and sometimes also with graded cards, people put a certification number in there. You gotta make sure you can change that. So just a few kind of things to watch out for. But everything else seems to be pretty accurate, so that's looking good. Go select the year. And I also want to make sure I have rookie card. And then a lot of people like to do rookie because some people search for the word rookie instead of RC, so that'll help. So there you go. So there's my minimal required description. And then yeah. So so the guy had a 9 listed at $5.99. This is a 10. I don't know. I mean, honestly, I would take like $200 pretty easily for this one. So, I don't know. I think I'm gonna put it at $4.99, so I'll actually appear cheaper than the 9. These Topps mini cards don't really seem to translate well price-wise compared to their, full-size counterparts. So I used to have some really nice Vlad Guerreros that were PSA 10 of this that were, numbered, and sold those for pretty decent prices, but way cheaper than their, full-size counterparts. So first class shipping $3.99. I'll probably just keep that the same as a higher-end card. So theoretically, you could just, call it free and include it, but then I'd have to change some settings, and it would default to those the next time I sell. So I like to just keep it consistent if I can. So there you have it. Let's do a preview. All right, $4.99, 5 of 10. Yeah, all looks pretty good. And then, yeah, make offer is active, so we want to make sure that's true because you can list without, offer. Oh, last thing, this is number 5 to 10. In the description, mine is actually 6 of 10. So, make sure you catch that. And there you have it. So, I'm going to list it. And then I'm going to move this over here. Alright, next up we have a nice Austin Riley auto patch card, 3-color patch. So I'm going to start by trying to find, I feel like I looked this up when I pulled it and I got, this is 2020 Bowman. Is there a name of this autographed relic card? It's funny, there's no like name of the set or anything. So, and then I'm gonna do 25 because I think I might have seen this exact card sold or listed. All right, yeah. So here we go. Here's some graded examples. But this is a 9. And oftentimes people say, a PSA 9 is about equivalent to a raw. I think it's in some case, I don't know if it's a lot of cases, but maybe half will say of the cases a PSA 9 is worth a bit more than raw, and the other half it's maybe about the same, or sometimes oddly a little bit less because people are, sort of hoping that a raw card is a 10, and so they'll overpay for it at auction. So anyways, these are, relatively useful comps. SGC9, I think, sorry, I was just reading a text message. Actually, what I want to do is turn my sound off because all these notifications. Pardon me. Whoops. Oh wow, look at that. I didn't know what. What did I click to do that? I clicked that over here somewhere. Is there a price guide button? Oh, okay. Is that it? Yeah. So interestingly, look at that. They have a price guide. Now this is interesting, right? Because these listings go back quite a bit further than the search, function will give you. Like this goes back to February. I don't think we would see, and even November, but it's not the same card. This is the exact card that sold in February for $95. So, it's an exact comp, but it's quite old. And let's see. This is also an exact comp, right? Oh, and that's kind of looks good. Wow, I'm learning some. So you change that, and then it kind of changes the average. I imagine it's just adding these up and dividing by 3. So this is actually pretty cool. I really like this, and for such a low-numbered card to have data is really neat. So kudos to eBay. I don't know how long they've had this feature, but I've just seen it, and I accidentally clicked on it. So that's funny. So, it sounds like, probably between $100 and $200 for a raw copy of this card is maybe what's reasonable. So, yeah, it's very interesting. I'll be interested to use that on other cards, especially ones that have like much more, higher population or higher activity of being sold on eBay. Because for such a low-numbered and rare card, it's not really particularly, useful necessarily. So I am gonna. I don't know which one I want to sell. I think I'm gonna do this one, and I'm gonna have to change quite a bit because mine is not graded. So to make sure I take out any reference to, grading. Okay. So, take care of this. Oh, New Jersey, Australia Braves. I don't like this all caps, but whatever. So is there like a graded? No, yeah, there is. So we got changes to no. Take that out, and then I will put my little raw card disclaimer in here as well. People like to search by team. Yeah, this guy did not fill in a whole lot. Just put a bunch of as listed in there, which doesn't help people search. And that's kind of the point of adding, this kind of stuff. Player as listed. It's like he's trying to, I don't know, get out of some paperwork. It doesn't seem to. Alright, well, I think we've got most of this stuff covered. 2020, Braves, season, player athlete. I don't know why that other section was requiring me to put in the name there, but I don't know if it's going to have orange in here, but do that. Okay. Yeah. This is actually Bowman Chrome, as opposed to a Chrome card in Bowman. So, and right, we'll put Major League Baseball. So this is a pretty bad listing to be using, because they just didn't fill in much information. Yeah. All right. So, put that in there. So I think I'm gonna just put it at $3.99 and do allow offers and sort of let somebody come in at or near the comps. That again is somewhere probably around $150 to $200. And the shipping I'll keep the same. So there you have it. Let's do a little preview. post it. And then move on to the next one. This is probably the last card I'm just going to do on video. I don't know if I'll do the rest of these on another video later, or just kind of rock and roll through them. I'd like to get these posted, so I probably won't do a video, but I don't know. We'll see how inspired I am. I'm gonna go Topps Inception because there's theoretically Bowman Inception, although I don't think there was Bowman Inception in 2019 or 2020. And I'm gonna look for PSA. Oh, I'm sorry, this is not a PSA. I have an orange PSA of this exact card. So I was thinking of that one. Here's one that's being auctioned right now, so there will be an accurate comp. Yeah, so this is a pretty low dollar card. It is a green parallel, but it's not numbered, so pretty low value. This one sold yesterday for $7, so I think I'm just gonna basically do the exact same thing. $4.50 shipping, which unfortunately I'm gonna have to do because again I don't want to use standard envelope right now. Just because I've heard that the tracking is basically busted totally, and so like it will not get scanned in, and then you'll have trouble getting insurance coverage. I guess I could test that theory out, right? But I don't have many cards that I think are under $20 to be listed here, so I'd rather just the eBay standard envelope, by the way, is only for cards $20 and less. And basically it allows you to send a card for, like $1 and change. But the tracking is sort of wacky, and oh man, did I forget to do my rock hard thing in that last listing? I think I did, but I don't know. I'm not too concerned about it for that one because it's not a card that you get to really grade necessarily. It's just a nice auto card. So $6.99. Actually, I'm just gonna make this $7.99. Because I have my shipping a little bit cheaper. Let's make sure this says rookie card, rookie. Alright, I think we got this. By the way, if anybody wants any of these cards, let me know. I'll pull it down and put it on my website for you all. And then you won't pay tax for the most part, unless you live in North Dakota, which I think I only have one person who watches and lives in North Dakota. Shout out to my buddy Hudson. Let's see. Okay. Alright, so that's it, I think, for now. I'm gonna maybe do the rest of these in another video later, perhaps with gum. But this has been about almost 40 minutes, so yeah, it's taken some time to get through these. If I were, not doing a video, I would rock through these in probably like 5 minutes or something, but I like to describe things as I go. So, alright guys, there you go. Happy collecting, and we will catch you all next time. Bye now.